of the Go Pro Recruiting Challenge. When you're connected, do me a favor, let me know where you are connecting from. We're helping people all over the world. We're getting results all over the world. We're helping you overcome your fears, your doubts, your concerns. We're giving you the tactics necessary for you to become true superstar network marketing professionals. I want to congratulate you for being here, showing up. Most of network marketing success is just showing up and getting better. You do those two things. You show up and you get better. Good things are going to happen in your life and in your business. Not just showing up, but boy, if you don't, there's nothing you can do, right? So congratulations for being here, checking in. And today you're going to get rewarded with unbelievable content. So I want to just let you know you're in a great situation, because the people that are going to train you today, I'm going to give you some training to start off. And then the people that we have today are just truly legendary. You're going to absolutely love what they have to say. Let me give me some announcements real quick before we get started. Every day we have prizes, and there is a prize claim process that you will find on the GoPro Recruiting Challenge Facebook page underneath announcements. Go check there to see if you've won, and you can see there's a form there to make sure that you we contact you, but make sure that you claim your prizes. There's a process to do that. I recommend everybody get started now. Hit the share button, start watch parties right this moment. Let your friends and your colleagues get all the information from today, but don't do a watch party into the 7-day challenge group. Makes no sense. We're already in there. So do a watch party to your page, do a watch party to your group, do a watch party wherever, just not into the 7-day challenge page, because it clutters it all up. No solicitation, no spam. This is not a dating site. Let's keep it clean. Let's be professionals. Let's make it, just hold the standards of our profession really, really strong. Number two, would you like to have the notes of all the speakers and all the training when this challenge is over? Would you like to have the notes, just a document that had all the notes, all the tips, all the ideas from this entire challenge? Would you like to have those notes? If you do, put yes into the comments. And here's how to do it. There's a lot of people that went to the Facebook page and have registered there. Something like 60,000 more people than have registered. So if you go register, if you're not getting emails from us, that means you haven't registered. So go to GoProRecruitingChallenge.com and register. Just give us your email address and we will send you the notes. So make sure everybody on your team is actually registered inside of the challenge, so we can send you all of the notes when the challenge is over. We'll get all of that to you. GoProRecruitingChallenge.com. Also, a lot of people have been asking about, because every day the training stays on the internet for 24 hours. And then when the next day starts, those trainings disappear. The next training shows up. So day 3 and day 2, day 1, those are gone now. But you still, if you want to get, some people were messaging me this morning saying, oh, I have super regret over not getting the recordings of the entire training program. Can I get those recordings? And the answer is yes, you can get those recordings. Here's how to get them. You can get lifetime access to this entire 7-day recruiting course. Take a screenshot or a photo of this, and you can go to GoProRecruitingChallenge.com/lifetime-access. GoProRecruitingChallenge.com/lifetime-access. Take a picture, take a screenshot, and yeah, we'll move forward. Also, of so many of you, how many of you either have had a ticket to the virtual GoPro in December, or you've got one in the last 24 hours? Put a GoPro into the comments if you already have your ticket for GoPro. A lot of people asking questions about that. Get lots of, we went over it pretty quick yesterday, so I just want to give you just a real quick thing. I'll talk about more later in today's training. But first of all, throw that slide up, please.
Ajmo sljedeći slajd, molim vas.
No.
Ima li?
No, the slides, GoPro slide.
Slajd za GoPro, da.
Okay. Virtual GoPro, December 11, 12, 13. You can learn all about this at virtualgopro.com, but here's all the information about that event. Epic, spectacular, over the top, best in the world. You cannot miss it. I want to just show you quickly the 3 ticket packages that are available. And I know it's small, so take a screenshot or take a photo, especially if it's on your phone. We added Jessie Lee Ward scripts, and so many people, her scripts from yesterday, so many people were asking, please, can you extend her scripts for one more day? We had decided to extend her scripts for one more day. So in addition to a ticket, you get the 3-course social media mastery, 7 skills in 7 days, 20 and 30 course. You get the communicate to convert course from Pete Vargas and Jessie Lee Ward scripts with any one of those 3 packages, whether it's general admission, VIP, or platinum. Okay, come on back to me, and I will tell you on the platinum, people were asking questions about the big platinum experience. I'll just tell you quickly, that is literally coming to Las Vegas. If you can get here, watching the event in our home, being backstage in our studio, big party with all the speakers and trainers here at our home. It is a mix and mingle, rub shoulders with everybody, but you have to get here. You got to, cover your expenses and everything else to get here. But that experience is very private, very exclusive. And you get all the bonuses on top of that. So anyway, get your tickets. You can get your tickets at virtualgopro.com. Again, take a picture of that, virtualgopro.com. I recommend that you do that. If you don't have one already, I think you're crazy. You should get it as quick as possible. And also, if you have any questions about any of this, if you're confused about anything, about access, about this, I thought I got that, or I'm confused about this, just go to support@networkmarketingpro.com. Just email us, support@networkmarketingpro.com, and we will take care of you. Even if you don't have any problems, screenshot that, make sure you have that, take a photo of that. So if anybody on your team has problems, you can remember to tell them, support@networkmarketingpro.com. All right, today's prizes. We have 5 new iPad Airs that we're going to give away today for people who are watching live. And 20 people are going to get Dean Graziosi's book, Millionaire Success Habits, a fantastic, unbelievable book. You're going to hear from Dean in about 30 minutes. You're going to love that. All you have to do is share this training. Just click on the share button, send it to a page, and if you share, you'll be put into a drawing to get a new iPad, or 20 of you are going to get a copy of Dean Graziosi's book. That's just for sharing. All you have to do is click a button. Costs nothing. Okay? You're already commenting inside of the chat, so that's fantastic. I think that's it. Let me get into some training. The most powerful tool in the world for you to become a prolific network marketing recruiter. You know what it is? It's not your upline, and it's not your company. It's not your compensation plan. It's not your product. It's not a video. It's not an event. It is your story. Your story. Learning how to tell your story will open up every door in the world. Learning how to tell your story to your prospects will take them from being closed off to being open-minded. Will take them from being, no, I'm not interested, to tell me more. Will take them from wanting to run away sometimes to wanting to support you in your business. Learning how to tell your story. And some of you don't even know if you have a story, or maybe you don't feel like it's very special. I want to teach you today specifically how to tell your story. And when you tell your story, and we're going to actually practice. I'm going to give you some training right now. I'm going to take you to an event from GoPro and have you just experience a little piece of what that was about storytelling. And then I'm going to give you a very specific and very simple and easy assignment when we're done. Okay? So, are we ready? All right. Take them to the training. One of the most important things that you need to realize in our profession, it's different than other people's professions, is the power of your story. Your story is a bigger deal. Here, you don't talk to the corporate executive at the bank and say, well, let me tell you my story. The corporate executive doesn't talk to his friend, the attorney, and say, well, let me tell you my story. They just don't do that. It's very transactional. But a big part of how we help other people see the picture for themselves is for us to tell our story. Learning how to do that. Now, if I could give you any gift, it is that you learn how to tell your story incredibly well and effective, but not only that, that everybody on your team does it as a reflex. Not as a, oh, I should tell the story. It's automatic. My friend Emily Babra, every time, she's amazing, and Hayden and all this whole group is awesome. Love these guys. They're from Minnesota. Makes me double happy about them. But if you talk to Emily, as an example, and she talks to any new person, within 60 seconds, she's going to say something to the effect of, is it all right if I tell you my story real quick? She immediately does. She goes into that, and the story builds rapport. The story lowers the defenses. The story makes people want to learn more. The story that you're telling is the glue. I've learned from one of my key mentors in the network marketing or in business, one of my key mentors. All business, write this down, please. It might take you a while for you to totally understand what I'm about to say, but let me tell you, all business is conversation. That's all it is. It's conversation. Your job is to start more conversations and keep them going. And in the conversation, you will find opportunity. Don't need to worry about the hard close and the fast sell and all that stuff. Don't need to worry about that. Just start the conversation. Keep the conversation going. And in the conversation, the magic will happen. So if people are talking, you and people in your group are talking about your business is in action. Your business is alive. If conversations have stopped, your business is dead. So your goal is to create conversation. What a better way to create conversation than through story. Story is amazing. So I'm going to teach you how to tell your story. We're going to go through a little exercise. If you're ready, say I'm ready. 4 parts to telling your story. Part number 1. 4 elements. Element number 1 is your background. You are a firefighter. You are a business person. Give me some backgrounds real quick. Oil field, massage therapist, law enforcement, medical auditor, research assistant, self-employed, doing what? Lawn care business, engineer, military, corporate America, what? Sales, IT, how about you? HR, how about you? Law enforcement. Everybody's got one. If you're a teacher, you're a firefighter, it doesn't matter. If you're a student, that's your story. I'm a student. You know? I wait tables. Whatever it is, everybody's got a story. So your background is part number 1. Part number 2 of your story is what you didn't like. What were the parts of that background that weren't perfect for you? Now, I'm not telling you have to say, I hate my background. I was a teacher and I hate it. I'm not saying you have to do that. I work for a charity. I hate it. I'm not saying you have to do that. But there is something that is not perfect.
Ali to baš nije dobro.
If you're a blue collar worker, maybe it's hard on your body. Maybe it's dependent on the economy up and down. Maybe it's dependent on the weather, whether you're working or not. Unions, who knows? All kinds of things outside of your control. If you're a teacher, maybe you have to deal with politics. You're underpaid for what you're doing. You know, you got to watch out in that world, and you are so passionate about it, but no matter how good you are, there's only so much they're going to pay you. Even if you're the best teacher in the world, there's only so much you're going to get paid to teach 6th grade English. Sorry, that's all you're going to get. Right? No matter what it is, there's something. Might be money, might be appreciation. It might be you're bored. There's no challenge anymore. There's something about it that causes you to search for something more. Part 3 of your story is that you found a solution. You found a solution. You found something that will help you to develop the other part of your life. You found a solution to being underpaid. You found a solution to being underappreciated. You found a solution to being out of control of your own future. You found a solution to having to kiss somebody's butt every single day that you don't respect. You found a solution. And then number 4 is how you feel about the future. How do you feel about the future now? How do you feel when you get up in the morning, now that you have a solution, now that you found this thing, now that you've created this new path in your life? Even though you're maybe still full-time in that background. But now you've got a way where 3 years from now, 5 years from now, you can be living a different life. Okay? So, I know we have lots of different organizations here, so I'd like you to keep this without company names or without product mentions. But what I would like you to do in a moment, and I want you to play like a pro in this session, okay? Don't be an amateur or a poser and be too cool for this stuff. Because I get it. I'm about to ask you to tell your story to a stranger. And when they go and when I'm at church and they say hi to the person on your right and on your left, guess what I say hi to? I say hi to my wife and I sit down. I'm asking you not to do that. Some of you are going to say, this is an excellent time to go to the bathroom because I've been needing to go to the bathroom. Right? Don't hide from this exercise. Feel it. I want you to find somebody you don't know well. And also, please don't say, let's pretend we don't know each other. Don't do that either. I want you to find somebody you don't know well that speaks the same language as you. And I want you to tell your story to them. And I want them to turn around and tell their story back to you. Partner, 2 minutes for one side, 2 minutes for the other side, and back in your chair. You have to work with me. When I say stop, get back to your chair. Ready, set, go.
To će potrajati nekih 5 minuta. Evo, to je sad prošlo.
We need to go quick on this, but I want to ask.
Ali to se ne radi na seminaru.
Give me some observations. What did you notice in this exercise? Anyone?
I šta ste ljudi naučili iz ovoga primjera?
She noticed that the two of them had a lot in common. How many people noticed you had a lot in common with somebody else?
Zaključili su da ti dvoje ljudi koji su napravili razgovor imaju nešto zajedničko, puno zajedničko.
They're in love with what they're doing. The passion is infectious. What else? Everyone has a story.
Svako ima priču.
Everybody has problems.
Svako ima probleme.
Huh? Everybody found a solution. They weren't just whining about it.
Svako je našao rješenje. To je dobro.
Go ahead.
Wow. 1 second. I need to breathe. Okay.
Sekundicu.
I'm 67 years old.
Ja imam 67 godina.
It's not that big a trophy. Come on.
Ajde, nije baš to toliko puno. Molim vas.
And a quarter.
Yes.
I understand now when I tell my story that
ja sad razumijem kad kažem svoju priču.
Is not the right way, that there is a better way. Because
ja sad razumijem da ima bolji način.
I have zero income. And I decide that this is my way to help my family and to help others because I am a nurse. I was born a nurse. I want to help people and I want to help my family. And the other way bring me in 67 and a quarter with zero income.
That's most people.
2 weeks ago, I quit the job that I worked so hard. I cannot believe how I worked so hard. I took the money that they gave me and I come here.
Congratulations. There we go. I thought you were going to start recruiting us. I was just going to say, hey, we're already in, sister. We're all signed up. What else did you learn? How many people made a really quick 2-minute friend? When you see each other in the hallway, it's going to be different. How many people wanted to learn more? How many people instinctively in your DNA you wanted to help the other person? Isn't that something? How would you like your prospects to want to help you? Wouldn't that be interesting? Instead of running away. Now, how many people felt like it was appropriate to bring up an objection? Anyone? Like, I want to object to your story. How many people felt a need to criticize the other person? Anyone? No criticism, no objections, all love. In 2 minutes. How many people went second? Raise your hands, please. And how many of you were more open because the other person went first? Like, oh, all right, you went first. All right, I'll tell you my real story. I was going to tell you the fake story, but now I'll tell you the real story since you told me the real story. Fine. So, one of these 4 elements, and some of you follow my stuff, you know the answer to this question, so I won't do the big trick with you. But if you put up the 4 elements of the story, your background, what you didn't like, if you found a solution, how you feel about the future, one of those 4 is absolutely far and away the most important. And most people, first time they see this, they don't realize which one. And the answer is what you didn't like. Your dissatisfaction is the most important. Your pain is the most important. Because listen to me, nobody cares about how cool you are and how great your future is. And a matter of fact, they might resent it. Oh, yeah, you're going to brag about how cool you are. Tell me more about your company. Tell me more about how excited about your future. You're acting all big shot. Giving them all the facts. They don't care. They're not even listening. They're waiting for it to be over. What's most important is that you build a connection with another human being over your shared experiences, over your pain, over your hurt, over your challenges. That's what builds rapport. That's what makes people want to help. That's what makes people want to listen. It's the most important thing. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to do it again. And find a different person this time. And this time, I want you to emphasize your dissatisfaction. I want you to be more real than maybe you've ever been to another human being. Because we're taught, never show your weakness. Never talk about your pain. Nobody wants to hear about it. Right? Be strong. Man up, stiff upper lip, all that stuff. What I'm going to ask you to do is be more authentic than maybe you've ever been to another human being and say the way that they treat me at that office has made me feel small for the last 10 years. In the last 5 years, that smallness has turned into resentment, and I don't want to live like that anymore because it's spilling into the rest of my life. I'm tired of getting paid 10% of what I'm worth. I'm tired of being unappreciated for the efforts that I put in to help somebody else do what they need to do. I'm tired of the limitations. I'm tired of saying, no, we can't afford it to my kids. I'm done with it. I don't want to feel like this anymore. So whatever that is for you, whatever that is for you, say it like you maybe never even said it to your spouse because you're trying to protect them from your pain. Maybe you've never said it to your friends because you're just trying to be strong. Your kids certainly don't know because you're trying to be tough. For this moment, in this safe environment, I want you to do that, okay? All right, 5 minutes, find a new partner, ready, set, go. All right, how many of you had a enjoyable experience? Raise your hands, please. How many people made another 2-minute friend when you see him in the hallway? It's going to be special. How many of you traded information because you want to stay in touch? How many are going to see him later tonight? Just kidding, I'm just kidding. Vulnerability is sexy, I'm just saying. Now, here's the thing. This isn't hard. This is friendly. This is light. This is enjoyable. Most of you did this with a perfect stranger. And within a few minutes, you built rapport with another human being. The opportunity to talk to that person. How many people felt like you wanted to learn more? Tell me more. Tell me more. Right? It's natural. Any entrepreneur naturally connects the dots in their mind. If you just tell a story, an entrepreneur is going to say, well, maybe this could work for me. I don't know. Maybe. Entrepreneurs connect the dots. Entrepreneurs can't walk into a venue like this without counting seats. An entrepreneur can't look at the concession stand outside and figure out how many people they got and what's going on. I mean, entrepreneurs are unique breed. They look for opportunity. They look to see how they can connect with the opportunity. So, doing this is critical and it's important, and you need to do all 4 things. I'm going to do a 2-minute exercise with you. You don't need to leave your seat. What I want you to do is I want you to do your story one more time. 2 minutes, 1 minute on each side. That's it. But this time you're forbidden to give your background and you're forbidden to talk about what you didn't like about it. You can't do that. All you get to talk about is, hey, I found a solution. Here's how I feel about the future. Okay, 1 minute, and then turn around. The other person gets to do it 1 minute back to them. You can stay in your seat to do this with the person next to you. Ready, set, go. 2 minutes. Now, how did that feel? Way different, right? How many people did it feel pushy? Did it feel salesy? Rushed? Awkward? Incomplete? Didn't know where to start? See, here's what I'm talking about. It's the same third and fourth thing that you talked about before, but without building rapport, it feels way different. Your prospects are going to be naturally guarded in the conversation if you don't just tell them your background and what you didn't like. You build some rapport. Now, if you're going to do this with someone, and let's say you tell them your story, but they won't tell you theirs. They just don't naturally start talking like you guys just did in the exercise. Well, that's normal. My friend Tom Schnault is the absolute genius at this. He interviews everyone he meets. He interviews them. He just says, well, tell me about you. Where do you come from? What's your story? He asks them the 4 questions. What's your background? Were there any parts of your background that wasn't the perfect scenario? What was the good part? What was the bad part? What was the challenging part? If you could change any part, what would you change? He gets all this information. Builds rapport with another human being, and then it's very easy for him through his story and through effective follow-up to build a connection and at least get a person to take a look with an open mind. That's the goal. So you need to develop the muscle of storytelling. Guess what most of you are really good at right now? Fact giving. Let me tell you how awesome my company is. Let me tell you how amazing my product is. Let me tell you how incredible the compensation plan is. Have I told you we're expanding into a new country? Have I told you we have this new tool? Let me blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. Take a second, build rapport, build a connection with a real human being. Then they'll learn everything you got. Don't worry about it. Ladies and gentlemen, your story is a powerful example of the human spirit, and it will open doors that nothing else can open. No amount of logic or intelligence or fanciness is going to get past the rapport that you can build by telling your story to another human being. The four elements, if you haven't written them down, are your background, what you didn't like, your dissatisfaction about that background, your pain. You found a solution, and how you feel about the future. Okay? Background, what you didn't like, you found a solution, how you feel about the future. Now, I have two very specific assignments for you in relation to your story. You're going to be amazed. Every time you come into contact with somebody, tell your story. Every time you get in a conversation with somebody, tell your story. Every time you're following up, tell them your story one more time. Your family doesn't know your story. Your kids don't know your story. Your spouse probably doesn't know your story. Because again, you've been trying to protect them from your pain. Learning how to tell your story is critical. So I have two assignments. One assignment, the first one, I want you to go into the GoPro 7-day recruiting challenge page, and I want you to make a video of your story and share it with everybody else in the challenge. Generically. I don't want you to mention companies or products. I want you to talk about your background, what you didn't like, that you found a solution, and how you feel about the future. Background, what you didn't like, you found a solution, and how you feel about the future. And don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're among friends. Consider this practice. Consider this practice. And from that practice, I want each and every one of you to do that. If you accept that challenge, put I accept into the comments. I accept. I will do it. Okay? Have the courage, take that step in front of a friendly group. The second assignment is I want you to begin to start telling your story with your company or products, to the world. It doesn't have to be generic, of course. I want to challenge you to tell your story 100 times between now and the end of November. Tell your story to 100 people between now and the end of November. And if you got to practice for a little while first, go ahead and do that. Practice with your dog, practice with your spouse, practice with your kids, your family members. Hey, can I practice on you? Remember we talked about hot market? Perfect opportunity for you to tell your story to the hot market, ask them to support you. Can I tell you the story? You know why I was so excited? You know why I overdid it when I talked to you the first time? I was just ambitious. I wanted to change my life. But what I didn't tell you the first time, I didn't tell you my story. Let me tell you, really, why I'm doing this. Here's my background. Here's my pain. Here's the solution that I found. And here's how I feel about the future. You tell your story that way to your friends and family, and they will climb a mountain to help you. You'll have their support so over the top. Okay? So if you accept the 100 story challenge, I want you to put 100 into the comments. Put accept if you're going to put it into the challenge page and share it with us. And all of us Our job is to give you encouragement, reinforcement, maybe some feedback, coach you a little so you can help it. And then 100 is for you to tell your story 100 times to 100 different prospects between now and the end of November. Very reasonable, realistic challenge. Okay, you got it? 2 simple challenges, both around story. One to us, 100 to the world. Before I introduce, because everybody's on now, and when we started off, before I introduce Mr. Dean Graziosi, who's just an amazing soul, and he's going to bring you so much value, I just can't even stand it. I want to tell you one more time about Virtual GoPro. Okay, put up the slide, please, for Virtual GoPro. We have 3 tickets, just so you know. It's virtualgopro.com. There's general admission, there's VIP, and there's platinum. Platinum's $5,297. You get $7,000 worth of value there. That's in person. VIP is virtual. You get all these incredible things, all these bonuses that we talked about on top of your ticket and your VIP experience. And then there's general admission, where you get all of the bonuses in addition, plus your ability to attend this event for 3 days is going to absolutely change your life. Put up the link one more time. virtualgopro.com. Make sure you get access to all of those things, okay? Make sure you get access. Do it today. Take a step in your future. I promise you, this will be the best investment you've ever made in your network marketing career. We will help you get 3 years smarter in just 3 days. Literally, and no kidding. And you can get there for a few $100s, and you don't have to go through all the expense and travel and thousands of dollars to get to Las Vegas. We're going to deliver it directly to your home with the coolest $20 million studio you've ever seen. I mean, I can't even believe when I walk into that thing that's being built right now, finalized. I can't even believe that it's ours. It just blows my mind. But anyway, and when I say ours, I mean ours. We're going to be doing something really powerful together. So let me tell you about this gentleman that's going to absolutely rock this. If you haven't clicked on the share button yet, you need to pound the share button. Let everybody know. If you haven't hit that little love heart button, I want you to smash the love heart button so the whole screen is exploding in love hearts. This guy, Dean Graziosi, is an entrepreneur, innovator, self-education with a background in real estate investment. He recently partnered with Tony Robbins, created a knowledge broker blueprint, many other masterminds and courses. He's a New York Times best-selling author of several books, including probably my favorite, The Millionaire Success Habits book, super outrageous book. I will also tell you, you can learn more about him at deangraziosi.com, but I will tell you something that Dean doesn't even know that I will tell you about him. He is so annoyingly good. He's so amazingly creative. He's so spectacularly innovative when it comes to the ability to connect with an audience. And on top of that innovation and creativity, the dude is all heart. Try and find somebody that says something bad about this guy. You're going to be searching for a long time. This guy is amazing. He's spectacular. And he is our guest today. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dean Graziosi. Dean, how you doing, man?
Good, man. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. Eric, thank you for
that. Are you muted?
Thanks for that great intro. Can you hear me okay?
Okay, I just can't hear him here. All right, go. Take it from there, Dean. I can't hear you, but go.
Eric, that was amazing, that last training. Now, listen, first off, to have you guys here on a Saturday, there's a million things you could be doing, and you're here. So it just shows me that we're kindred spirits. Most people are talking about wanting more right now. Most people are scared to death because of what's going on in the world right now. People are scared. They don't know what to do. And a lot of times, like the book, Who Moved My Cheese? A lot of people kind of cross their arms and wait for the world to go back to the way it was. And they're sitting and waiting, uncertain, scared. And that's not you. You're here. So I congratulate you for being in this on a Saturday afternoon. again, when there's so many other things you could be doing. I want to talk about today, during crazy times like this, during uncertain times, there's a few mindset, I'm going to call them hacks that we must have. But before we get to that, and I laid out something just for you guys today, I'm going about 30 minutes, and before I get to that, though, I want to just anchor in what Eric just taught you. What Eric just taught you. I came into the studio early, and I just watched him for the last half hour. And it was brilliant. And I saw so many of you saying, I got to take that uncomfortable action. 100%. I'll tell it 100 times. Yes, I'll do it. I want to add 2 little things to help you in Eric's little challenge to go inside the group and film this video. In times like this, and I'm going to use this word a lot over the next 30 minutes, we must take uncomfortable action. I want you to put that in the chat. Put it in the chat below so I can see. I can see all the chats coming in. We must take imperfect, uncomfortable action. We must take action even when we're uncertain, even when we're scared. So many people are waiting for someone to fix it. Right in America, we got the craziest election in the world going on. Does it really matter who's elected? No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to fix your issues. No one's coming to pay your taxes or have you grow your company and be the greatest entrepreneur in the world. At the end of the day, it's on us, right? But what happens when you have COVID and elections and craziness going on, if you hesitate even a little bit, if your confidence goes down even a little bit, then this time will pass you by. And the majority of the world, this will pass them by. They will be left behind. They'll miss this window. And don't you believe right now that the world needs leaders more than ever before in history? Don't you believe that the world needs role models right now? I mean, think about it. I sit in one of my kids and I watch the debate here in America. I was embarrassed. Like, I had to apologize to my kids. Doesn't matter if you're on the left or the right or you're in the middle. It's still kind of embarrassing. So what do we do to fix this? What better group than this group to step up, to say, I'm going to be part of being a role model. I'm going to be a leader. I'm going to build a group with me, alongside of me, below me, and take action. Because how do we fix the economy in the world? We fix the economy in our homes. How do we fix race relations in the world if we want to take it to another level? We fix it in our homes. If we want to be more kind, we want to double down on impact. We do it in our homes. We want to get more wealthy. We want to help a tribe, a team, and people to work alongside of us. Then we must be role models. And we must be leaders. And what more liberating than saying, no one's coming to save me, this is on me. So the reason I share, that's just like personal feelings I have right now, and some of the stuff that drives me is when I get with a group like this that I know is not sitting on your ass waiting for someone else to fix it. You're gaining capabilities. I know so many of you are going to Eric's event. Congratulations, because those that sit on the sidelines wear someone else's name on the back of their jersey. Those that take uncomfortable action, go to events, take notes, make it happen, make the phone call, do the video, are the ones that move the needle. Today I want to talk about confidence in a different way than maybe you've ever heard it, or maybe you have heard it. And I'm going to ask you to share it, or to maybe look through a different lens today, because we're here right now. But so many times in life, we are waiting for the confidence to kill the imposter syndrome. We're waiting for the confidence to take that action, to make the phone call, to shoot the video. Confidence doesn't come first. That's one of the biggest miscommunications, misnomers in the world. Confidence doesn't come first. You know what comes first? Put it in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Courage comes first. Courage is not taking action in absence of fear. Courage is taking action even though you're scared to death. Courage is jumping out of the plane and pulling the chute on the way down. Courage is gaining the capabilities and walking into the room knowing, I probably am going to screw this up, but if I sit home and I do nothing, I definitely screw up my life. Don't wait to get perfect. Just do it, right? This isn't my saying, but I've heard it and I don't know where it came from. But you ever hear that saying, when is the best time to plant a tree? 5 years ago. When's the second best time to plant a tree? Right this moment. Like, what are you waiting for? Now, and again, I'm not, listen, I just had the craziest night. I had to fly to California for a business deal last night. And I want to tell you how excited I am to be here with you guys. And I'm in such a good mood, even though I slept probably 45 minutes last night. You know why I'm in a good mood? Because we went to California, had a business meeting the night before, got up early. I have a 7-month-old son named Luca. And we didn't realize that Luca has a nut allergy. And he just started eating food. And he ate one of my wife's pancakes a little bit. It had nuts in it. At 10 o'clock yesterday morning, my son went into anaphylactic shock, like hives blowing out on his neck, threw up all over the place and couldn't breathe. Ambulance, 911, off to the emergency room. They kept us there all night. But the good news is he's totally fine. My 12-year-old son has the same nut allergy. We didn't realize the peanut. The long story short, why am I in a good mood? I don't care that we didn't sleep all night. I don't care that we had to be in a hospital in San Diego. You know what I care about? My son is amazing today. He feels great. We know he has a nut allergy. We know how we can prevent it, and he's good. There's no feeling sorry. He's solid. It could be a completely different story. So maybe today I might be a little more straight to the point with you guys than normal. Because I just went through I'm happy right now. I'm in a great mood. 45 minutes sleep. My wife probably didn't get 45 minutes. She stayed up and held our boy all night. She's a freaking rock star, greatest woman alive. I'm so blessed. But just being in that circumstance and realizing, like, the little shit doesn't matter. You're scared? Who cares? Do it anyway. Listen, you're going to be scared in life no matter what you do. Life is going to be brutal. People are going to let you down. You're not going to have the money. You're going to look stupid. People are going to talk behind your back. All of that shit's happening no matter what. Whether you go forward what's in your soul and you want it, or you sit on the sidelines and do something else that you hate doing. Either way, life is not easy. Doesn't matter the money, anything. So we might as well get used to uncomfortable action, imperfect action, courageous action, because especially in times like these, those that step up, those that gain the capabilities, those that push forward are the role models and the leaders and the ones that go on to another level. And other people sit scratching their head, wondering why they're left behind, is because they thought about it. They obsessed over what was going to go wrong, and nothing happened. So again, I really just want to say congratulations for being here. Again, I might have a little extra energy today. Maybe this is no sleep energy. Had a cup of coffee today, which I have about 4 cups a year. So this might be a little coffee energy going on here, but I just want you to know I'm sharing from my heart here. You know, so many times people say, Dean, how do you have your enthusiasm? I'm 52 next week. I'm in the best shape of my life. I have more energy than I've ever had before. I have a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 7-month-old. My wife wants 4 more, so I better keep my ass in shape. But I have energy like this, not just because I feel blessed to be successful, and Eric said some beautiful things, and multiple New York Times bestselling author, 13 companies, all that cool stuff. No, you know why? Because I'm moving forward in life, right? Like, you know, you hear this stuff about, you know, once you get there, you want to look back, and it was the journey. It really is the journey. It's the taking the uncomfortable action, gaining the capabilities, making the phone call, getting 2 extra people to work with you, moving the product. Like, those things are what life's all about. So how do we get there? We got to anchor in something that keeps you moving forward, even when you're not being juiced up by Eric and all these incredible people in this group. You see, right now, you got a little rocket fuel in your blood. Right now, you're part of something. You're a part of this group. You could say anything in this group. I'm doing it. I'm going to do 2 million next year. I'm going to do 1 million. I'm going to do 100 grand. I'm going to do 50 grand, whatever it is. This group will cheer you on. But then what happens when you go home and you tell a friend? You know, I'm thinking of doing this. Oh, that shit doesn't work. Come on, let's get real. Especially in today's world, how are you going to knock on doors? How are you going to sell the product? Oh, you're going to do it on a Zoom call? Like, all of those people are well-intended. But remember this, and put it in the chat. They don't make statues of critics. They make statues of the crazy people, the dreamers, the ones that went after it, the ones that got made fun of, the ones that were ridiculed. You look through time, some of them that got hung because they saw something other people can't. So what I want to share today, I'm going to do this. I went a little longer in that open than I thought, but I really want you to know my depth of caring is here. And the cool part is my depth of years on this earth are here. And there's nothing I'm sharing with you right now that just like made up or I think will work or it sounds like a good idea. I've been an entrepreneur. I've
Ništa
been
što ja ovo
for 30
podijelim sa vama nije
I was 17 when I started my firewood cutting
nije
business. I've never
namješteno,
worked
to
for
je tako,
anybody in
to
my
se
entire
dešava,
life.
je li?
Never got a paycheck from
To je
another
dio
company.
mog života.
And I did live in a trailer park as a kid, and I didn't go to college.
Ja
I
jesam
didn't have
živio u
money. So
prikolici
it was a
malo,
lot of years of trying to
automobilskoj
figure out how
prikolici
to
kao
hack
dijete.
this so
Tako sam
nothing
odrastao.
gets in my way. How to become unstoppable. How to focus
Kako
on
sam
where I
postao
want to go, not what I
nezaustavljiv.
don't want. All of these things are part of my journey. Plus, I've been geeking out
Sve
on
je to
personal
dio
growth
te
and
moje
personal
neke
development for
životne
2.5
priče.
decades, right?
Preko
And now I feel blessed that
20
the
i
person
nešto
that got me
godina.
into personal development 25 years ago, Tony Robbins, is one of my best
Ali,
friends in the world,
evo
and we
sad
talk 2
posle
times a
25
day. So
godina
how can I not be
ja
obsessed
radim na
with this,
ličnom
right?
razvoju,
That's
sarađujem
Tony's
sa
life,
Tony
on
Robbinsom.
camera, off camera, on stage, off stage. There's
Stalno
no
ide
break,
kamera,
right?
pozornice,
And the guy's doing
nema
stuff
gdje me
for people
nema.
when no one's watching. But I want to go through a couple of
Ali,
things today
hoću
that can
da
help you
prođem kroz
carry
nekoliko
this
stvari
momentum
danas.
forward. Listen, I'm an advocate for
Kako da nađete svoj
events, workshops,
momentum da
masterminds,
budete,
groups. That's why Tony and I did
ga
an entire course and
maksimalno
training around it.
iskoristite.
So for me, if you're thinking about going to Eric's event, go. Like, don't think about it.
Ako
If you want to
pitate
move
mene da
forward,
li
if you're
treba da
done
idem
and
na
you go, this
neki
isn't for
događaj,
me, I
idite.
don't want to do this, I love what I currently do, I'm just here to have fun, then cool. Glad you're here. Hope I spark something.
Sasvim je
But if you're
okej da
ready to keep
kažete,
going,
pa
the
nešto ne
fastest way to the end
interesuje,
result is to
okej,
gain
cool je
capabilities,
to,
to learn from people who've
samo
already been there.
ja
The
ne
world
mogu.
is moving way too fast to figure this out on your own. You can't keep up. By the time you figure out the 2.0 version of life, life is on 4.0.
Kad vi
That's just
dođete
the way
do
it goes.
verzije
That's
života
why going back to
2.0,
school, I'm just being
život je
honest,
već otišao
kind
dalje.
of tough in today's world. Colleges
Šta
didn't
se
keep up,
dešava u
right?
današnjem svijetu, ljudi?
Learning through your own trial and error, kind of brutal because things are moving so fast. So I'm always looking for the fastest way to the end result. I find somebody who's already done what I want to do, and I rob all their knowledge. And if I could buy it, I can. Or if I can buy it, I will, right? So I encourage you guys to keep it going. But
Sad govori o znanju i kako se
work
dobija
if you
znanje.
just
Znači,
show up.
morate
If
na
you show
prvi
up
način
dabbling,
dobijati znanje.
if you show up with one foot out the door. How is anything in
Ako
your
samo
life ever
jednom
work when
nogom
you're not committed?
iskoračite iz kuće.
How's that relationship work when you're not committed? Or the diet? Or the
Kako
exercise
vaša,
plan? Or even worse,
veza
how does it
radi
go
ako
when you
niste
have
posvećeni toj vezi.
one foot out the door? You know, it's like, ever in a relationship in your life, and I'm sure you're not in that one now, but in a point in your life,
Ne kažem da je to sada, ali evo recimo samo ste jednom nogom
in a point in your life, were you ever in a relationship with one foot out the door? Like the littlest thing could happen. Like, I can't stay in this relationship. Did you see the way he chews his cereal? Oh my God, it's so annoying. I'm done, right? And we have to think that if you're in this business, you're either in both feet and going for it. If you decide a year from now it's not for you, fine. But while you're in it, you need complete clarity and focus, uncomfortable action on a daily basis. Work on the things that move the needle, not the busy work. Learn from people who've already been there. Right? Because one foot out the door, you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Go, oh, I knew this wouldn't work. It's COVID, I'm out. Or it's, oh, the internet's too crowded, I'm out. Or maybe it's not that I'm out. Right? My aunt told me it's not, right? So here we go. These are a few things that I want to share with you around confidence. You see, you never do anything in your life good when your confidence is low. Think about it. If you get the girl, get the guy, close the deal, make the sale. I mean, think about the times where you were trying to find the confidence, but just were in a shitty state. Something went wrong that day, something with your relationship, something with your bills, but you're trying to just motor through it. You're trying to make the sale. Does it ever happen? Right? When your confidence is down, it doesn't happen. But that's all areas of life. So here's something I want you guys to all write down right now. As an entrepreneur, as someone who wants another level, or you wouldn't be here, you'd be doing something else, maybe binging out on Netflix or keeping up with the Kardashians or something. Not knocking them, but that's what you'd be doing. You're here. Your Saturday would be completely different if you didn't want another level of life. So if you're saying you're just a dabbler, I think it's BS because you're here, right? There's plenty of things to watch right now. But I want you to write this down right now. We don't go anywhere as entrepreneurs. We don't continue forward. We don't address the things that we're the most afraid of, that scare us. I truly believe, and I know this in my life, my personal life especially, and in my business life. My next level of life lives on the other side of the thing that I fear the most, or
moj sljedeći nivo života je s one strane
You're afraid to market, afraid to do the video, afraid to tell your family, afraid to put yourself out there, afraid to make the call to talk to somebody. Your next level lives on the other side of that. And here's what I know. Without confidence, you're never going to do it. Just not going to happen. You'll put it off and someday you'll say, network marketing, this business, that, they just don't work. No, you didn't work it. Don't put a negative spin on my company or what I do for a living or what somebody else does because you didn't go all in, because you didn't take the uncomfortable action, because you didn't do the work up here to gain the confidence to keep moving forward. So what I want you to write down today, I want you to write down right now, is you must protect your confidence. Write it down, think about it, write it on your hand. We must protect our confidence. Because when confidence is low, you say, yeah, you know, life's not that bad. You know, I didn't like the job, then COVID came, but I'll go back to it. Listen, the world is shifting. Who knows if the world's going to go back to the way it used to be? When a pendulum swings so far to one side, it never goes all the way back. So the thing you might say, I might go back to that, or I'll do, it might not be there in the same way. Or maybe even yet, COVID made you realize you don't like what you used to be doing, right? So it's time to jump all in. So if we're going to protect our confidence, I want to give you like rapid fire 4 or 5 things that I, at least in my life, thank you guys. I see you guys all writing down, protect my confidence. I'm 100% responsible. I love it. Thank you for that. I'm going quick here, but I love the chat. The chat lighting up and going fast. I wish I could be with you live in person, but that's second best, right? So thanks for that. But I want you to think about confidence. And as simple as this sounds, and maybe this will show you my depth of brilliance, right? When it comes to your confidence, we have to do more of the things that build it and less of the things that take it away. Now you're like, oh, yeah,
moramo da radimo više stvari koje će da izgrađuju samopouzdanje i manje onih koje razaraju samopouzdanje.
It's the only way I get to push forward. It's the only way I get to start several companies with Tony Robbins and just go after big stuff. It's because I have to protect this confidence. So, ready for this? Number one, we have to watch our outside influences. Okay, here's how I think confidence gets destroyed without you realizing it. It's not one thing. It's cumulative. Your confidence gets dinged. And I don't look at confidence as like 100% and 0. It's like 100% or at 92%, you're playing small. You're holding back just enough. And when you're holding back enough and you're at 92%, and when it doesn't work, you blame other shit. That's that teaching. Oh, it's not the right time. It's the product. People don't believe in me. The internet's too busy. People don't want to do this from home. Nobody wants to be in this industry anymore. No. That's your subconscious. That's your inner self-doubt giving you excuse to pull the freaking easy button, pull the parachute and go, I knew that wasn't for me. No. You weren't for it. Okay? So, what are outside influences that'll rob your confidence? I don't know. You got to identify those. I want to share a couple of mine. Number one is the news. I've been on a news diet for a decade. And you think, I'm here for this, and Dean's talking about the news. I want you to think about it. When is the last time you watched the news and you got done? Hell yes, I feel amazing. Damn! Like, I hope they play the news again at 7, because I didn't get all of it at 5. I want to fill my soul up again at 7 with that news. Listen, I got sucked into the news for the first time in a decade. The last, 3 weeks, I'm done. I'm back out. 3 weeks almost ruined my life. Like, I got sucked into the craziness. I'm like, this is why I don't watch it. Because here's what I know. We only have 24 hours a day. We only have a certain amount of focus. If I want to fix this country, this world, fix people, change lives, make an impact, you know what I got to do? I got to focus on me. I got to focus on the things that move the needle. I can change the economy. I said this before. By changing the economy in my home. And helping people that are near and dear to me, and then help the people in my community, help the people in my city, my town, my country, and then my world, right? If we're sucked into the news, right, what we focus on is what we get. That's not my saying. It's been around forever. So if you're focusing on the negativity of what could go wrong, if you're focused on where the world could go, you don't have enough energy to kick ass in what it is you want to do. And that's why you're dabbling. That's why you're just kind of going around the edges. I want you to think of outside influences that negatively impact you. How about the friend or family member that loves you to death, but thinks you're crazy for doing what you do, but you still let them give you advice? You let your broke friend tell you how to get rich, and your single friend tell you how to fix your relationship. We all do it. Why? I don't know. Because they love us. When I decided to go into the information business in 1998, because I bought a course with Tony Robbins in 1996, and he changed my life. When I decided I was going to use every dollar I had and credit card money and do an infomercial and film a product, and I had already gone from completely broke to I had a collision shop, an auto sales, I had a tow truck company, I had apartments, I was building houses, and now I'm going to go into the infomercial business with self-education when I could barely read because I had bad dyslexia. You would think that I was a drug addict and I was going from cocaine to heroin. I literally got a sit-down intervention from my family saying, enough is enough, Dean. Like my sister who loves me dearly and I love her. In fact, I'm seeing her today. She lives in Virginia, but she's here visiting me. I love her. But 30 or 20-something years ago, she sat me down and said, Dean, enough. You don't have the money to do this. You don't have the experience. You don't have the knowledge. And I have to tell you, I was an inch away of giving up, an inch. Because that outside influence came wrapped in my big sister who loved me. She was trying to protect me. But what if I listened to her? I'd probably be kicking ass in my little town in Marlboro, New York, probably the best collision shop, building houses still, probably still doing okay, but not the impact I wanted to make. I knew there was more. I saw what Tony did for my life. I wanted to do the same thing. I wanted to write books. I wanted to share my story. I wanted to do bigger, better things. And I bet you're here for the same reason. So we might have outside influences like the news, or the person who loves you, or the friend, or your parents, or your spouse. You might be sitting next to the person who doubts you all the time, and that's okay. I'm glad you're watching. We're sucking you in too. This isn't the Kool-Aid. This is next level. This is taking the opportunity to go after what we want. But what happens, and I want you to hear this, after the outside influences come, remember I said it was cumulative? Maybe you watch a little news. You have a little bit of a family member, right? You get bad advice over here. And all of a sudden it starts stacking and it's cumulative. And then one day, just someone you love goes, you sure you want to do that? And you go, no, I don't. That's it. And you don't even know how it got there. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is to look for these outside influences. And I don't dislike my sister. I love her to death for trying to take care of me. But in certain circumstances, I had to be Teflon. What she said it just didn't fit my life. Maybe it fit hers, but it didn't fit me. It didn't fit my journey and where I want to go. The next thing I want to share is you got to do a sales job. You got to do a big sales job. If you want your confidence to be high, you want to take uncomfortable action, and you actually want to work on the things that move the needle, that might scare you the most, and you got to sell every day. You got to do a sales job every day. And you know who you got to sell? You. I still sell myself every single day. I still wake up, listen, I feel blessed for the life I have. I'm married to the love of my life. I have 3 amazing children. I get to do cool shit. I could never have dreamed I'd be where I am today. But I still have more to give the world. I still have more impact. I'm not done. I'm not far from done. So what do I got to do every day? I got to have a compelling future. I got to know where I'm going, and I have to sell myself every single day. If you think I don't have tough days, you're wrong, right? It's not about problems go away when you become successful. You just know how to deal with them. Right? And listen, the truth of the matter is, if you have $100 problems, it's time to get $100,000 problems. If you have $100,000 problems, it's time to get $1 million problems. If you have $1 million problems, it's time to get $10 and $100 million problems. Stop being comfortable. Stop looking to avoid problems. Look for bigger problems to solve. Want another level of life? Solve bigger shit. Excuse my language, but that's just it. So many people are waiting for things to get better, waiting for a politician to fix it, waiting for the problems to go away, waiting for their family to support them, waiting for that inner enthusiasm for just one day you wake up and you feel, no, the shit just doesn't come on its own. There's no magic wand. No one's coming to save you. It's time for you not to listen to the outside influences, not let that self-doubt be the leader of who you are. Who's the captain of your ship? Think about that today on a Saturday. Who is the captain of your ship? Is it the imposter syndrome, that scared little boy or girl inside of you? They live in all of us. Listen, when I tell you this, I don't want you to think I got this shit all figured out. If you think I got it figured out, then I'm being I'm not being transparent enough. I fight this every day. I still have that kid that lives inside of me and says, you didn't go past high school. You don't have any money. You don't have a vast vocabulary.
Ja još uvijek imam glasove u glavi koji mi govore, ti nisi završio srednju školu, ti nemaš par, ti nisi imao novaca.
And people will laugh at you and you'll look like a fool.
Ljudi će se
If
smijati
you don't
šta
think
to
that
radiš.
voice doesn't still live inside of me, after all these years, you think I could shut him up and I can't.
I ja još uvijek to imam u svojoj glavi, ne mogu da ga utiskam.
The inner hero that lives inside of me. That voice, you know that voice we all have? That one, when your family talks to you and they're talking to you, loving you, lovingly, but part of you goes, yeah, maybe they're right. And the other voice goes, no, they're not right. That's how they feel, and that's fine, but that's not me. I got more. I'll be more. I'll do more. I know I'm going to impact the world. You know that voice that lives in you too? Before I said do less of the things that take away your confidence, find the things that empower you to light up that inner hero, that person that overcomes the negativity, that beats up the imposter syndrome that you have living inside you, that has the strength to pick up the phone, to do the video, to attend the event, to take the notes, and have the ability to say out loud, this is what I'm doing, and this is where I'm going, and I'm all in. With that type of conviction, that's how we get through. And today, the last couple things I'll share here is, do you know what your next level is? Like really know. If we had the chance, if we were in literally an elevator and I said to you right now, hey, I'm looking here, Melissa Mark, or Sheba, or Denise, if I said to you, hey, it's a year from now, and it was the best year of your life, what does that look like? If you don't know that answer, then you are spending your life trying to avoid what doesn't work rather than focusing on what does. I'll leave you with this. Figure out your compelling future. If it was 1 year from today, and it was the best year of your life, what would you look like in the mirror? How would you feel when you woke up? What kind of money would you be making? Who would you be taking care of? What family members would you cut checks for to help them? I retired both my parents in my 20s. That's my thing. You got your own thing. Is there family members? You want to retire your husband? You want to retire your wife? You want to get married? You want to eat healthier? Well, I don't know what it is, but if you take the time to say, it is 1 year from now, I'm looking backwards, not forward. It is the best year of my life. Do that exercise tonight before you go to bed and just write down as fast as humanly possible. And when you look at that, what the best year of your life looks like, that's your compelling future. And that's what you need to sell yourself on every single day. And don't let self-doubt, don't let that inner villain, don't let friends and family, don't let outside influences like the news get you off track. Will they try? Of course. Will you feel it sometimes? Yes, I still do. But you just can't let it win. And that's how you move forward. I don't care if it's in network marketing or any business. This isn't information for a certain industry. This isn't information for people who want another level. And I know you wouldn't be here if you didn't want another level. So, so excited that you guys are here. So excited that I was able to make it. The truth is, this morning I knew my son was totally good. He was fine all night. And they wanted to keep him for another 3 hours. I'm like, I won't have time to jump on the plane, fly home, take a shower, and be here with you awesome people. So we kind of busted out of the hospital this morning, just to be honest with you. They wanted us to wait. I'm like, well, do I have to? And they're like, well, you don't have to. I said, well, then we're out. So that's why we're here with you today, and I'm so excited that I've been able to share this. And I hope the last thing I'll say to you is, even what Eric and so many other incredible speakers have shared, or what you'll get at the live event with Eric, remember this, sometimes we can feel like the information is a fire hose. You got to change that terminology. Like, there's so much coming at me. Take what serves you. And write this down. Take what serves you and put the rest on hold. Today, I went on for a half hour. I want to squeeze in a lot for you guys. I hope everything I shared really impacted your heart. I hope you feel my heart. I hope you can feel my depth of caring, but I also hope you can feel my depth of knowledge. I've been here. I've been down this road. I'm not new to the game. Right? Not everything I said could you do right now, but I bet you there's a few things I said that you were like, oh shit, that's me, or I must. So take that. So take what serves you from this entire challenge. Take what serves you from Eric's event, from my speech, from my presentation. Take what serves you and implement it immediately, like in the next 48 hours. And then there's 5, 6, 10 other things you want to do. Just put those on hold until there's time. Because the fire hose comes in when you look at your journal and there's 200 things and you want to do them all right now. And then you do none of them. When you have too many options, you have no options. So take what serves you, implement immediately, and put the rest on hold. And the last thing I want to throw in something here because, and I have no.
Wait, before you do, Dean, I want to ask everybody, first of all, thank you so much. The information, the chat's just ripping. It's going so fast you can barely even see it. But I want to thank you for bringing value to this community and what you're doing in the world. I want to ask this audience, and I'm going to put you on the spot, Dean, and I hope it's okay. How many here in the audience would like to see Dean present at the virtual GoPro in December? If you'd like to see that, put a yes into the comments. If you'd like him to be one of the superstars. All right, the yeses are just blowing up like crazy. Dean, we haven't worked out any details or anything else, but the dates are December 11th, 12th, and 13th. If we can work that out with you, can you make that happen?
I'll have to ask Pete Vargas. No, yeah, we'll I'll absolutely try to make that. I wasn't expecting that, but listen, I see the crowd you got. I see the yeses. I saw the enthusiasm here. And, you know, Eric, you and I have been playing phone tag for a long time.
Yes.
And I get to know you through Pete, and I know how much you care. I know the depth of your caring. So we'll figure it out, and I'll make that work. So thanks for the invite.
Awesome. And I also want the one thing I do know about that you were willing to offer prior to this. So thank you for making that work. I know everybody's going to freak out, and a lot more people are going to get their tickets. virtualgopro.com to get your ticket for Dean and everybody else. But also, you for people who get a ticket to the virtual GoPro, you were willing to give a special bonus course today. Can you tell people about that?
He hit me up literally 2 nights ago, and he said, Eric is making such an impact. He sent me screenshots. He sent me screenshots of all the people saying, thank you, this was so amazing. And he's like, people need what Eric's sharing right now more than ever before, Dean. So if there's anything you can do to help people, because you're obsessed with self-education, which I am, right? I honestly, that wasn't a little ploy right now. I had no idea that I was speaking. Pete mentioned, can you fit the challenge in? And I put this on my calendar, and I don't miss no matter what. If you saw this scramble we did this morning to get here, no matter what. So if I'm going to show up, I will show up at Eric's event, and I will play full out. But before that, I was even going to say, if you guys are on the fence, I like an ethical bribe to get you to take action, and something you could dive into right away. So I love nudging people to action. Again, there's no skin in this for me. And now you get to show up and hang out with me, because I'll light it up. If I'm going to speak at the event, I'll light it up. But here's what I did. We did a challenge about 4 months ago, me, Tony Robbins, and then we had guests like Pete Vargas and Brendan Bouchard and Jenna Kutcher and the Boss Babes and amazing guests. And what we did is shared on starting over in this shifting world, right? That, like, uncertainty's so high, craziness so high. And we want to know how do we shift that mindset? How do we pivot with confidence? And it turned out so amazing. We ended up selling thousands at $197 each for this training. It's 7 days worth, but it's about an hour and a half a day, and it's incredible. So I told Pete what we would do. Oh, look, you even got look at that, nice. What we'll do is, if you get a ticket and go to Eric's event, we'll send you this whole training for free, and we'll give you some cool stuff to work on and go through. You'll get to know me more before the live event. So we'll get that on the calendar, and good stuff. I love pushing people to action.
Dean, thank you so much. Thank you for that. I'm excited to hear your talk. I think the network marketing community needs what you can bring on the emotional breakthrough, not only emotional, but tactical, the personal development breakthrough, because we're going to be delivering specific network marketing tactics. What you can deliver as far as how to empower those tactics is what I'm excited about for this event.
Yeah, we'll light it up, Eric. So you keep
I know you will. All right. Thank you very much, Dean. We'll talk to you later backstage. The Start Over Challenge is now part of the virtual GoPro ticket on any level. And this will be sent to anybody who bought prior to today as well. So don't worry about not getting this if you're part of this. But if you haven't got your ticket yet, show them the 3 levels. General admission, you get all of this with the Start Over Challenge added, VIP, or platinum. And all of this, you can get by going to virtualgopro.com. Virtualgopro.com. Take a screenshot of that. Make sure your team's there. I told you before, we're going to try and make this impossible for you to say no. Over the course of this challenge, we're just going to make it just ridiculous. Like, well, I wonder. Oh, wait, well, now Dean just gave that thing. All right, well, shoot, I want to get that thing. I want Jesse Lee's notes. I want this. I want that. I want you to get registered. So virtualgopro.com. We're going to change the world. It's going to be amazing. So thank you, Dean. And thank you, everybody, for showing your love to Dean. And we're going to go now into Tactical Network Marketing Superstars. This next couple has over 650 personal recruits. I met one of them eight years ago or so when they were just a middling, I shouldn't say middling, but Danian was earning about $5,000 a month. He went through one of my programs. He went to, in 90 days, he took $5,000 a month up to over $90,000 a month in just 90 days. And today, he and his wife, they have over 324,000 people on their team, and all over the world. They're connecting to us from Dubai, and they, I could probably brag on you guys a little bit more than you can. No income claims. We're just talking facts here. We're not trying to recruit you into anything. But they're earning 5-6 million a year, something like that. 4, 5, 6 million, somewhere in that range. Multiple millions of dollars per year. They know what they're talking about. They're going to give you some training on how you can become a recruiting machine. Please welcome Damian Fire and Stefania Legato.
Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you so much to all of you. This is incredible. This event has been impacting so many lives. My team is going all nuts everywhere. It's incredible. Thank you so much, also, Dean. Your whole part was amazing. Well, it's an honor to be here. It's an honor that we can share a little bit what we do to succeed in this business. You know, we work day and night. We breathe and live this business. We love this business. And the first big tip I want to give you is to really start to recruit people. You need to start from your mindset, and you need to start from your belief. So you need to understand that you're actually not asking anything to people, but you're offering to people something. You're actually making people a favor to share your service or your products, to share the opportunity, especially in times like this one. So this is very, very important that you start with this, because you need to, people will feel it. And when you will talk to them, when you will make stories, when you will, impact lives, you have to have that belief. So you need to believe in the profession. You need to believe in your company. You need to believe in what you do in order to touch lives.
Now, also on top of that, I personally believe that it's very, very important not only to be able to answer the question, why network marketing? Why your company, why your comp plan, whatever it is that everybody says, but especially to answer the question on why right now. Why does it matter right now? I believe the difference between good recruiters and great recruiters is that they can answer that very specific question. Let's be real, guys. How many times have you faced the situation that you show the plan, you show the product, show the business, and then the prospect says, oh yeah, that sounds great, but let me get back to you. Or I'm going to start on the 15th of the next month, right? You ever had that? Or I'm going to check back with you next month. And, I think whenever you do that, whenever you hear that, that is kind of like a mirror that tells you you weren't giving enough compelling reasons on why right now matters. And one of the narratives, just as an example, actually Dean was talking about this just now, is, and it's something that we're using every single day at the very moment, is the change in the world right now with everything shifting to be a home-based business. Isn't it so crazy how just a year ago, everybody was making fun of us like, oh, home-based business, come on, when do you, grow up and do a big man's job and, do something, something real. And all of a sudden, the home-based business is the big deal. Everybody wants to do it. Now, answering the question on why right now, to have a compelling story, that is very, very powerful. Now, you can also record a video. Stefania is going to talk to you about that.
Yeah, because look, there is different ways of doing it. And I know that many people might be afraid to just take the phone up and make a story and make a video. But you know what? You don't have to care about what other people think. You just need to just go for it. And I remember that when I started to make videos, I failed and I tried over and over again. And I didn't like my hair, and I didn't like my nose. And especially girls were never happy with how we look. And Daniel, you used to tell me, like, just don't care, post it. Even if I made a mistake, I would correct myself and post it. And I remember that just by sharing my story, and I don't need to go and tell you all about it, because Eric just showed a video. While Eric was showing the video, I was like, I can't believe it, he's stealing my part. But you know, you just need to be authentic. You need to be real, and you need to tell people why you're starting this new project. You need to tell people your true story. You know, my biggest blessing in a way was that my ex-husband left with nobody. I was a broke single mom, and so all the broke single mothers related to me, and even men were like, wow, I want to work with a power woman like that, because she knows what she wants. So just go out there, make a tool, make a video. I prefer that you do it yourself and just don't care about the judgment. Anyway, people will judge you for whatever you do. If you don't do anything, they will judge you. I remember that they were like, oh, she's not working. And then when I started to take action, oh, she's in one of these schemes now. So who cares? They're not going to pay your bills. Just go out there, do a video. Of course, when I look at my videos today, I have to laugh because I still like, I can't believe it. But you know what? They worked. People started to ask me and DM me, and all I had to do was to answer back and create relationship, because this is a business about relationships.
Exactly. And guys, look, if you're scared of, you know, recording a video or something like that, I honestly think you should get over that fear as fast as you can. There's no way in the 21st century, if you are in network marketing and you can't make a video, I'm being serious right now. Like, you have to start to get on camera. You have to start to talk. You have to start being authentic. But of course, if you feel that, you know, right now, maybe making your own video wouldn't be the very best thing in order to recruit, then use any of the tools, any of the videos. I love working with tools for the fact that they're scalable as well. You know, you can have a lot of conversations in a compressed period of time. We're going to talk about this. But first of all, let's talk about the tool. Again, number one thing, if you can get yourself to do it, do something yourself. Record just a little thing about your story, and that must answer the question right now. And you better be sold on that story yourself. And you know, it can be you're just launching your business, but maybe some of you are in the business for a long time. It's always about recreating that energy on why right now matters. So
money follow energy, okay? So it's about energy. Like, sometimes it's not so much what you say, but it's how you say it. So please put energy when you do that video. It doesn't matter, because people you will attract these people to you.
Now, fact is this, and this is critical. Many times, I remember going back in the past, the company had offered me a lot of videos. You know, maybe my upline would say, oh, this is the video you should send, and after that, you should send this video or something like that. Now, I don't know if you ever had that situation. So you're in this prospecting course, and you are supposed to send a video now, and you don't like the video. Have you ever had that? Like, you're supposed to send this video, but you don't like it, or you're supposed to use that tool, and you don't like it. And guess what? I didn't like it. I sent it anyways, and it didn't work. You know why it didn't work? Because I didn't like it. So here's my advice. Don't send anything you don't like. Choose whatever you like. I'm sure your company, your upline, your tool, system, process, whatever, I'm sure you have multiple options. And you should send stuff, information that's convincing to you. You should sell a story that's convincing to you. You should send a video, that is convincing to you, that you like and that you love, and then you can put scale on it. And that's the next thing I want to talk about, scale. It is important to have, and I love this word, run. You know, I love this word run in network marketing. It stands for high intensity networking, because yes, you got to have that mindset right. Like Stefania has it. She always had that $1 million mindset. That's why I call it my recruiting machine. It's really unbelievable. My secret weapon is just talk to Stefania. I don't know what she does, but it works. But apart from that, okay, fact is, when you have your mindset right, when you have your tools prepared, when you know how to tell your story, how Eric trained us today, and you have that compelling reason on why now you just got to talk to enough people. And when I say run mindset, one of the things that we do a lot in Europe, and now I think everybody does it all over the world, and it's already been spoken about as well on this recruiting challenge here, is to do voice messages. I love to kick off my recruiting challenge by sending 100 voice notes. personalized. Now, what do I send? People always ask, yeah, but what do you say? I can tell you, a personalized invitation. I say, hey, Frank, listen, I've been thinking about you the last 2 days, and I just have to send you this voice note. Why? Because I'm starting this project right now. It's going to go absolutely wild, and I can't stop thinking on how amazing you would be in this business. Your energy is amazing. You've always been a believer. You've always been a like a person with a strong work ethic. You've always had a huge following, and I couldn't imagine anyone better to be part of this team, part of this project than you. So hit me up when you have a second. If I were to send you some information, would you have a look at it? You might know that these words from the GoPro book, and that's what I do. And then I send this out, individualized invitations, compelling, with a compliment, and I start conversation at scale with 100 people in one day. And here's the last thing before I head it back.
He really does that.
Yeah. So and before and I love to do it at like a crazy time. Like I love to like get up at 5 a.m. in the morning, like at the beginning, right? And I remember, look, here's how crazy I am. Okay, so it was New Year's. Okay, Sylvester just happened. Everybody was still kind of drunk, if that's okay to say that. Most people, right? So in the very early morning at like 5 a.m., I woke up like, I'm going to send out 100 personalized voice messages to people. So when they wake up in the morning, like the New Year is there to greet me. You know what I mean? And so I had so many conversations going on so fast. And here's the last thing I want to say before handing back to Stefania. Don't forget about the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up, and I can tell you how to do that. I have a very simple rule for myself. I open up an Excel file. I'm a computer guy, okay? So I just put in every single name that I invited, and then I just have that simple rule. I'm going to follow up on every conversation every day. Done. Simple. I'm going to follow up on every conversation every day. That doesn't mean that I'm annoying people, but it means that I'm helping them and guiding them towards the next step. And sometimes you sent something yesterday, they didn't react. All you send is a smiley the next day. That could be a follow-up, just as simple as that. But you stay relevant. That's important.
Yes.
You keep people's attention.
Yes. And so I also want to say something that I started to do lately. Because I have this, sparkling personality, and somehow I started to see that most of my team was running about me, especially in Italy. I'm known as a networker, and I wanted to empower my people. For me, it's easy to recruit. People write me and says, I want to step in your team. I want to step in your team. They send me messages like, send me your link. But I wanted my team to have that because my success depends on their success. And I wanted to see more lives blessed and more people change. So I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start myself, edify and interview my leaders. So first of all, I put a challenge there. I started with the ranks. So I said, whoever is that rank and above, you will be interviewed by me. Or otherwise, I would like really say, whoever does this and this and that will have an interview with me. And what I did, I started to go live on Facebook. But first of all, we prepared a flyer, actually, by, promoting this person, Stefania Logato meets blah, blah, blah. And this person was edified all over Facebook, all over Instagram, posted in the stories. Of course, I spoke about it to my whole team. So the whole team was engaged in promoting these interviews. My whole team had to come on these interviews, either live on Facebook or on Instagram. So, what we do Instagram live with the phone, so we can use the filters and look really pretty. And then you have the reality show on the Zoom, which goes, on Facebook Live at the same time. And then we have all the people engaged with it. Some people just want to be on Facebook. Some people just love to be on Instagram. And I just start to edify these people. I just start to make questions. They tell me their stories. They say why they do network marketing. Some of them are more successful than others. Of course, I also give a little bit of my stories. We talk about the moment of times, and you will not believe how many people DM us, how many people we attracted, how many people wanted to know more about it. I made stories purposely with an ex-lawyer, with an ex-entrepreneur, with people that we're still having both businesses, with people that had a store and shut down because of the shutdown time right now with the pandemic. Sorry, I'm Italian, I'm a mess, but pandemic. Yeah, okay. And then, I was like, and people were like relating to the stories. People wanted to know more about it. And then what you need to do, like Daniel said, is not just make the happy interview and finish it there. You need to answer to every DM, to every message, create the relationship. And what we would do, we saw people, if we would invite people to a business presentation right after. We have 2 business presentations a day, okay? 2 business presentations a day. Say, okay, if you want to know more about it, come to the business presentation. And then just in case people still didn't sign up, because, you know, some people are afraid and they have more problems, in case my leaders were not able to sign them up, once a week, they would promote an event with me or with my top earners. And today I have $1 million earners in my team. So with my top earners, where we would close these people for them. So we were like recruiting. We did like plus 400%, right? And now you know what's happening? My leaders are copying this, duplicating this, edifying each other, helping each other. The engagement rate is going crazy. Their Instagram followers are exploding. Their Facebook followers are exploding. And you know what? Their success is my success. And I love that.
Now I see a lot of you guys asking, okay, well, where do you show this interview and how do you do that? And I'm thinking that probably some people say, oh yeah, but you know, I don't have that big team yet. I don't know if that's something that I can do. And here's something very, very important, guys. I found that in network marketing, if you have somebody, let's say that just got started, brand new person in the business for 2 weeks, got the first 3 customers, got the first distributor sign up, right there, it's enough. It's a great story. It's an amazing story. Even if somebody just got started, and that's not what she was saying now, but in addition to even that, what you can do, it's all about helping people share their story and other people to look in, because you will always attract people that can identify with you. So if you showcase other people as well, and you listen to them and you ask them questions, and of course, ideally, you showcase people that have success, that have results, then other people will get compelled that they can identify with them. And it's all about creating that conversation that Eric was talking about. It's about increasing that engagement.
Yeah. Sorry. In a practical way, what I want to say, because I see that they're writing. So what I do is I do a Zoom, okay, just with the person that I interview, that goes directly on Facebook Live, and then my team will share it, will party watch if they want to. It will go into groups, and at the same time, I have a phone there, and I will go Instagram Live, okay, and then people will see it on Instagram Live. Then, of course, on the Zoom, I record it and I put it on the YouTube channel. But because I have a big outreach, you know, on social media, like by doing that, I'm giving power and edifying my leaders so that they will become the next rock stars. Because to me, being a true leader is not being me always in the highlight. I want my team to be the next, you know, GoPro recruiting mastery speaker, the next, you know, big leader. And that's, to me, is real leadership. So that's how we practically do it. And I mean, it's working amazing.
Absolutely. So again, guys, all business is conversation. It's about starting conversations, but it's also about keeping conversation going, keeping that attraction, keeping that you say attendance. So you want to keep that conversation going, and so use all the channels that you have, but also keep following up with people. Now, what is very important in all that communication that you do is the energy. I mean, I'm just reading the chat a little bit because it's going crazy, and I can see that a lot of people are saying, oh my God, I love you guys' energy. Now, I want to comment on that, because this is actually not just something where I would say, oh, thank you, this is nice. This is something that I want every single person to be aware of, that no matter what you say, how you say it is more important. And I know you've heard that a million times, but the question is, are you living it? Look, I'm a very introvert person, and the people that know me know that. I am perfectly fine not to speak to anybody. In fact, sometimes it's super weird, and she shoots me and kicks me under the table. When you finally want to talk to somebody.
Let me say, I'm very short, so I have short legs, and I kick him under the table sometimes at dinner. I'm like, say something, please, say something, because everybody else is talking except Daniel.
But here's the fact, and some people said that about me. It's like, okay, Daniel, when you're actually talking, it's like a different guy. It's like you switch on this guy, right? And I can tell you, it's me. I'm conserving my energy when I'm not talking, but when I'm talking, guys, it's game time. Like right now, you can tell. Maybe you like it, maybe not. I hope you do, but it doesn't matter. One thing's for sure, and you can't debate that. I'm in 100% on this conversation right now, and this is critically important, guys. It's so important that you can only you can only light a fire in somebody if it's burning inside you. So the energy is important, so up that energy. And also the same, going back to that story that we talked about in the beginning, whatever the story is that you're pitching, you better believe it. You better love it. And if there's anything in your mind that stops you from having that almost childlike faith, which is something I loved about you, by the way, when you started network marketing, all the way to later, she always had that glow in her eyes when she talked to somebody. She's like, she came to me like all of them. She said, "Oh my God, have you seen this couple? Penny, I promise they're going to be the next diamonds. They're so amazing."
Of course.
And I was like, be a little bit realistic. Not everybody's going to go diamond.
Because you're a number. He's a number guy.
Because I was like all about statistics, but she had that belief and that faith.
And guys, you need to believe in people, because if you believe in people first, they will start to believe in themselves. And like I said at the beginning of this Zoom, it's about belief. It's about believing in the profession. It's about believing that you're going to make it. I was not a rock star when I started this business. I was not somebody that was likely to make it. All my uplines quit. I had nothing. Then finally I go to GoPro Recruiting Mastery. I see Eric, I see Marina, you then become my upline, and you start to telling me what to do as well. We were not dating at the beginning, but I always made sure that I had my position and I built my business because I wanted to be an independent woman. But I tell you one thing, if I did it, I thought everybody can do it. And this is why I believe it's very, very important that you believe in people and edify your team and your friends and everybody around you, because we will attract people. Please, guys, listen to me. Attract, not spam. Enough spamming. I see so many mistakes on the internet, on social media. It drives me nuts. We need to attract people. Of course, we need to willingly engage with people and, making likes and answer. But you know what? I'm a woman. I can do 2-3 things at the same time. I'm all the time while I'm doing something. Even when I'm on the phone, I'm able to answer to all the messages. And it's me doing it, not an assistant, because I know that I can only have that relationship with the people. So this is very, very important.
And you were telling me that 20 minutes is a super long time. We're going to have so much time. We have about 45 seconds left. Can you imagine that? This is how fast 20 minutes go by. We wish we could talk to you right now 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days and give tips and something. But guys, just take away from us this one single thing. If you can't see it, it won't happen. So you need to believe it. You need to have that childlike faith. You need to put that energy. Have conversations at scale. Send tools, videos that you love. Talk to people that you love and that inspire you. Don't just sponsor anybody that's desperate. Talk to the people that you need in order to win. And if you have that kind of a conviction and that kind of an energy, and you're ready to put in the work and the focus, guys, you're going to make it happen. You're going to be an inspiration for every single person. Now, our passion is it to live our dreams and help others do the same thing. And I hope we were able to do that for you today. Thank you so much. We throw it back to Mr. Eric, back to Las Vegas.
Ciao. Love you guys so much. And for all the people trying to understand in other languages, yes, they talk fast. And for all the people who are trying to take notes as fast as you can and getting writer's cramp, we will send you notes for free of the entire 7 days, which includes Dave and Stefania. We'll send you notes. All you have to do is make sure that you have registered at GoProRecruitingChallenge.com. If you register there, give us your email address. We will send you the notes from what they had to offer. But right now, what I would like you to do is take one thing that you are going to implement from what they just shared and put it into the comments. Pick one thing.
Odaberite samo jednu stvar od onoga što su oni implementirali i decide what you're going to do
and go from there. They'll be backstage answering some more questions, but thank you, my dear friends. We're going to go to the next presenter. You're very welcome. The next person is a living legend in the network marketing space. I mean, he's an ambassador. He's everybody's best friend. He's personally recruited over 1,300 people. He's got over 227,000 distributors on his team, 1.3 million customers and growing. He's going to teach you how to keep the conversation going, okay? How to work with your contacts and keep them going. He's an expert at it. He collects friends for a living. He'll show you how to do the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my friend, Mr. Tom Chanel. Tom, take it away.
Tom Chanel, moj veliki prijatelj.
You're muted, Tom.
There you go. Cat on a hot tin roof. We've seen so much from so many people that are so much better than me. I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm an old school network marketer who believes that relationships are far more than signups. I think enrollment is like the name of the game. It's the most important thing. And I've thought long and hard. And the cool thing about Zoom, I'm so happy about being home, because I've just gotten connected to people at a level I've never gotten connected before, because I've been home 24/7. I'm not traveling anymore. So I've got time to really go see old friends on Zoom and call them on the phone. And really, it's changed my life. I'm back to my high school friends like Eric talked about yesterday a little bit, and just incredible stuff. But what I want to say to all of you is I'm good at keeping the people that everybody's training you to get. That's where my strength is. I am really, really committed to building relationships. I know that if people sign up and click and they join me with a click, they're going to leave me with a click. So I'm pretty committed to being exactly the opposite. And you guys heard Pete Vargas talk yesterday about coming from the heart, not the head. And I don't know how many of you were crying, but I was. And I need to tell you a story why. It's because I had an older brother who died at age 35. And he was a great guy. And just sick as a dog all his life. He finally leaned over in the car, started to throw up and strangled on his own vomit and died. But he'd had a life of sickness. And I was drinking in those days. I really, really screwed that up. And screwed up the whole funeral thing with my alcoholism. And then his little boy right there died too. And, he died suddenly. And I was drinking in those days, and I screwed that up too. The reason I'm telling you this story is because Pete Vargas looks like my brother. So every time I see Pete Vargas, I think about my brother. So Pete Vargas brings my brother back to life. Every time I see him. And so there he is in my contacts. And, he looks like my brother. So I'm a stalker of Pete Vargas. And all his work. And when I have heard him so many times, and everybody talks about him, people like Ray Higdon and Eric and Marina and Grant Cardone and all those guys, every time I look at Pete Vargas, he brings my brother back to life. And what I want you guys to do is understand that your database has got that much power. It's the most powerful asset you have, and you're treating it like absolute garbage. And you're giving it to people. You're giving your database to Facebook. The great Jesse Lee Ward was talking about how awesome it is to go into Facebook jail. And you haven't been a network marketer until you've been in Facebook jail. Well, the trouble with that whole conversation is she's 100% right. But at the end of the day, if they keep your data, and that was where all your data was stored, or in your company CRM, or in LinkedIn, or anywhere else, and you got on the wrong side of those powerful people, you are toast. And I'm telling you, your Rolodex is all you. And I've been a Rolodex guy for so many years, it's unbelievable, man. I was a guy in the restaurant business that when the customers would walk in the door, we had a little 3x5 card. And we would look at the most important thing that those people thought about themselves. And the person least likely to get a compliment from. And we'd make the card and we'd say, Mrs. Jones came in with her grandmother. Her grandmother just got her hair fixed and she had a beautiful pair of earrings on. 2 days later, or next Sunday, they'd come in the door again and we'd say, where's your grandmother? Those were sure cute earrings. And that just made all the difference in the world to those people. And that was, I used note cards then in those days. It was slow and it was hard. And as things progressed on, we used Excel spreadsheets. Most of you have done everything you could. You had ACT, you had Goldmine, you had Excel. You were trying to keep track of everybody. You never had the right information. You had 10,000 cards laying everywhere but where they needed to be. It was a nightmare. And guess what? It doesn't work. Because when you need the information, you need the information. And what you just saw when I put that screen up a second ago of Pete Vargas, all I had to do was put the name Vargas in my phone, and all of a sudden it was completely triangulated, and I could Google my brain. And so if I couldn't think of Pete Vargas's name, all I had to do was put in my brother Mike. And everybody was going to, every picture that was, everything that was ever mentioned with my brother Mike was going to come up, every contact. Or if I put up Eric Worre, if I put up Grant Cardone, if I put up Marina Worre, all those names are going to come down the side, and I'm going to be able to remember them. Because how many times have you been in the restaurant and you saw that guy across the room and you said, holy moly, who is that guy? I can't remember, but he's the guy that had the Maserati. And you put Maserati in the search, and boom, you got it. So I don't know how you keep track of your people. I don't know. But I want you to keep better track at it. Because I'm telling you what you remember about me is what I remember about you. That's the whole show. And as it goes on, I want you to know that people don't care about the story. They're going to fall in love with you in 17 seconds. That's the number. And the reason they're falling in love with you is because what you remember about them or how you show up. And if you know you've got the secret weapon at your fingertips, call it total recall, however you do it. And I don't care what CRM you use. I don't care what relationship development system you use. However your system is, have a great system. Because you're not talking about numbers here. You're not talking about prospects here. You're talking about human beings. And if you can get to that place that Eric just talked about, of me being everybody's best friend, the reason I'm everybody's best friend is because I love like crazy, then love more. I fired my brain, I hired my heart, just exactly like Pete Parker said. I almost lost his name and had to Google it. So the cool news is that's what, I'm 69 years old. I am 69 years old. Your grandfather is in his lazy boy chair. He's retired. He's sitting there watching golf, football, all that stuff, watching the Masters degree today, or Masters golf tournament today, and wondering where his relevance went. And here I am, 69, and I've got more relevance right now than I've ever had in my life because of my very alive Rolodex, my very alive list of contacts. If somebody needs something, they call me. And what's so cool about that is they call me about everything because I've developed a relationship with them. I wonder what happened right then. Don't have a heart attack. I've developed a relationship with them. They know I care about them more than the transaction. They're my friend, not a lead. Eric's buddy, Harvey McKay, taught us that. Treat people like human beings. That's all we have to do. Make them feel better about themselves than anybody else out there. You are not your company. You are not your product. You are not your comp plan. You are you. And the easiest way for you to be your best you is get out of your head and get into the hearts of other people. And love them like crazy and then love them more. And the only way you're going to do that is make their agenda, the agenda of the person across the table, your agenda, where your job is to serve. I've been sober 32 years. I go to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting every day of my life. If any one of those newcomers that walked into those rooms, I hit them with my agenda or some plan or business or scheme, it would knock them right off the cliff back into the alcoholic abyss. I have to meet them where they are. I have to drop them off where they want to be, not where my agenda takes them. I've got to not interview them with my eyes. I've got to interview them with my ears. And that's very, very important. And I will tell you how important that is, because I just thought of this, because I touched my ear, and I got a ringing sound. I wore out my ears before I wore out my lips. I'm very, very proud of that. So I just got hearing aids last week. So I don't even know if you noticed them anyway, and I'm a little embarrassed I just did that. That was either stupid or funny or worth it. But I'm telling you what, I'm happy I wore out my ears before I did my jaw. So the fact of the matter is that means I was listening versus talking. So that's a very, very good sign. It made my eye itch for some reason. So sorry about that. So the name of the game is be your best self. Stop with the cool, hip, slick, and cool, and just love these people. And use all those things, man, talk, tick, or whatever that thing's called, and all that stuff to get the people into your funnel. But once they're there, love them. Because I'm telling you, this is not a numbers game. You know, they talk about 416, 64, 256, 1024, 4096. And if you've never heard that before, that's just perfect geometric progression. But the truth of that is you probably only need really 4 great people that you're going to jump in the foxhole with and really love them to success.
Hey, Tom.
Tom?
Yeah. No, I just want to ask you a quick question, because the one thing that I've seen that you've done so well is you have a very specific process. You've called it the coffee shop interview, a specific process of meeting people, literally not interrogating, but interviewing them, asking them questions about themselves, ending that conversation, and 2-3 days later, coming back to them and saying, hey, I can't get you out of my mind. and then eventually operate a solution to them. Can you walk through just step 1, step 2 of that specifically? Because I think that's been your secret sauce in how you've recruited so many people.
Yeah, it's about being interested, not interesting, number one. Everybody thinks there's a takeaway coming when they, you know, everybody talked about the network marketer coming. And I'm committed that I'm not going to be that guy. So I take nothing with me into a conversation except my heart. And I listen to them hard. And I find out what that's a great point, Eric. And thanks for putting me back on track. I was just about to tell another ridiculous story that didn't matter. So here's the deal. When you meet people, your job is to find out what they want to buy, what they don't want to buy. You want to find out what they like about network marketing and they don't like about network marketing. You want to find out about their health, their money, their time. You want to find out what's really, really important to them. And you can take that conversation as far as it goes without being creepy. And sometimes it might end at hello. But if somebody says, you know, I really don't like pyramid schemes and network marketing, that's wonderful. The typical network marketer waits 2 days and calls up and invites them to a meeting, a network marketing meeting. And they go, gee, Minnie, Christmas, didn't this person remember that I don't know that this guy? In fact, there was a guy 20 years ago that interviewed this guy. And he interviewed this guy 30 years ago. And this guy was a highfalutin, drunken stockbroker. Used to sell airplanes. He was the most obnoxious, purple human being, just despicable. Had stuff all over his shirt, and they circled. But he was a perfect network marketing prospect. So they're constantly throwing up on this guy like it's going out of style. And every time one of those guys saw me, back then, I was a stockbroker and an airplane salesman, and I wanted nothing to do with network marketers whatsoever. I mean, I hated them. I wasn't recruitable. No chance was I going to do that. I was an airplane salesman and a stockbroker. They contact mapped me. They kept trying to get me to do it. But then one day came. I got 2 gifts of desperation. Gift of desperation was number 1, was I had to quit drinking. I had no other choice. Gift of desperation number 2 was I had to feed my family. I had no other choice. And the only house at the end of the block after everything else was network marketing. But you know what the important thing and the interesting thing, thanks for saying that, Eric, is all those people that recruited me after all those years and then hated me because I didn't enroll. When the time came that I had the gift of desperation, the way that I got into network marketing was I had applied for a job at Taco Bell. They told me no. I applied for a job at a restaurant. They told me they didn't have a uniform that would fit me. I applied for a waiter job at the railroad, and they told me I was too wide for the aisles. I was desperate. I opened up a newspaper. Out fell a piece of paper. It said, unlimited income opportunity. No credit check, no background check. I said, this is for me. I called the guy on the phone. He tried to mail me info. I went to his house. I enrolled because I had the gift of desperation. It was time. Now, any one of those people that had recruited me all that time, had they been nice to me and not blown up the bridge because I told them no, you know, job sucks, your job sucks, your life sucks, you're a drunk, everything making me feel bad and shame. If they just would have loved me, and I'm sitting there at that point of desperation, I would have thought, holy mackerel, who cares about me? Maybe it's that guy down the street that's making all that money in network marketing. Maybe it's that guy down the street that's not making any money in network marketing, but listened to me at the restaurant that day and didn't try to pitch me. Let me find my own way. So I'm just telling all of you, love the human being. Play the card where it is, not where you're trying to move it to. Again, hire your heart and fire that brain of yours. Stop interviewing with your eyes, because that person's only a good person, a good prospect, when they decide they are, not when you decide they are. But 99% of us run them out the door long before they're ready, and then we blame them. Nothing's worse. And think about all of you who have your best friend that lives across the street, your best friend that lives down the street. You talk to them, you throw up on them every day of the week for 15 years. You go, all of a sudden you're driving down the street and you look at their car and it's got a big competitor sign on it and you're ready to blow your brains out. What happened? How come they didn't sign up with me? Because you treated them like a prospect instead of a human. You didn't listen to them. You didn't find out what they wanted. And as a result of that, you're the last person they wanted to enroll with. Because enrollment's a whole lot different than signing up. A sign-up is a transaction. And enrollment is where you're jumping into these people's lives, and by God, you're going to make sure that they are served. Whether they're a customer, whether there's a buying the product, you're going to beat the heck out of Amazon as a customer service person, or you're going to treat them as a distributor when they want to make a little bit of money, but you don't want to grab them by the throat and telling them they're going to be billionaires and they got to quit their job. And then you got those influencers that want to be just like you. And then you show them how to model right behavior of a professional network marketer, like going to GoPro next month and actually learning the 7 skills that are so important to making this thing tick. That's all it is. Got any more questions?
Well, here's what I would say, Tom. First of all, thank you. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for your wisdom, your consistency, everything else, your friendship. And Tom has, and a small group of people that Tom works with, has spent millions of dollars putting his practical knowledge into an app. It's a simple app. You can go to contactmapping.com and get this, download it, and be able to track your prospects even better. If that will be beneficial to you, if you struggle with that, he's got a great tool to be able to do that.
I'm going to.
Well, I know you put your heart and soul into it because you really care about people getting connected and staying connected. So contactmapping.com, that will give everybody, put that into the comments, that'll give everybody the ability to manage your contacts better. Sorry?
Don't cut me off yet.
Okay, go ahead.
What my day looked like today, everybody. Because this is, it's so important to be your word. And if you're going to model right behavior, look behind me, and you can see what happened to me today. You can see how many people I followed up on. I got up this morning and I had all those follow-ups. Before noon, before I spoke today. I interviewed a couple people. You can see that. But the point I make to all of you is I don't care if you're using all this crazy stuff or you're using an app. I don't care what it is. This wasn't about the app. It's about the behavior around the app. And by God, stop looking past your leaders for that next prospect. When you finally find one of those 4, jump in the foxhole with them and have them know that your eyes are popping open at 2 o'clock in the morning thinking about their problems. You do that, the party's over. Because I'm telling you, this is not a numbers game. This is making other people successful game. This is changing the world game. This is selling hope, not a product game. That's what this is. This is your big chance to have a legacy that you can give your children that will outlive you. That's why I do this, Eric. Sorry.
I love it. Thank you, Tom, so much. Contactmapping.com. You can check that out. It's a great tool, great resource, and I recommend that you go check it out. Use that to organize your life. We're going to wrap up in just a moment. I've got a big announcement I'm going to share with you in a moment. But before I give you that big announcement, wow, what a day. We talked about story, and I want to remind you of your assignment. You have 2 assignments, very specific. One is to go tell your story generically, without company names or products or links or anything like that, generically inside of the GoPro Challenge group. Whether you're $1 million earner or you're just getting started, I want you to do a video of your story in the challenge group. Keep it clean. Don't make us delete it. 2, I want you to tell your story with your full disclosure of whatever your company or product. That's appropriate to 100 people by the end of November. Those are the 2 challenges. One is immediate, and the other one is during the month of November. If you accept, say I accept in the comments. I want to see that you're locked in and ready to go. Face your fear. It's okay. It's okay. You're going to be in a friendly environment. It's okay for you to be able to do something that maybe is a little bit vulnerable and uncomfortable. I promise you, vulnerability is attractive. The entire world is going to change. Your recruiting numbers are going to change. The other thing I would ask of you right now is if you've recruited anyone, customers or distributors during this challenge so far, put the number of how many people you've recruited into the chat. How many people have you helped since this challenge started? Put that into the chat. Show the world how many people that you're recruiting. And even if it's a zero right now, it's not going to be a zero for long. You're getting the information in order to be able to change everything. So congratulations on doing that. Before I give you the big announcement, let me just remind you on GoPro one more time. Put up the three things. Whether it's general admission, VIP, or platinum, you can get a ticket as low as $297 or a platinum ticket for $5,297. But you're going to get the social media mastery course for free, 7 skills in 7 days for free, how to recruit 20 people in 30 days. Is that going to help you? You can get that for free. The Communicate to Convert course, $497 for free. Jesse Lee's scripts, that's a priceless value. And the Start Over Challenge from Dean Graziosi that he laid out today, $197 for free. That's over $2,000 worth of free information for just $297. And you're going to get that whether you bought it before or you're buying it now. Take the step. Be ready to change your life. Be ready. Use this as something for you to be able to say, you know what? It's my time. It's my turn. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a step before I'm ready. I'm going to take a step before I'm completely prepared. All you need to do is go to virtualgopro.com. Write that down, take a screenshot, take a photo, virtualgopro.com. If it's your time, click on that link, join us at this epic event. Dean's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Sylvester Stallone, who you're about to hear from, is going to be there. You're going to be hearing from some amazing people. We're going to have announcements for the next 3 days and let you know some of the absolute superstars. Pete Vargas is going to be there. Absolute superstars that are going to be training at this event. You just absolutely can't miss it. Now, tomorrow, here's the big announcement. How many people believe that social media is here to stay? How many people believe that using Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all the technology and Zoom in order to be able to grow your business is smart? And how many of you believe that you could do better, that you could learn more on how to be successful doing that? Well, the theme tomorrow, I mean, you're going to hear from the 2 trainers. You're going to hear from our Brian Carruthers with over 1,500 personal recruits. Ms. Ann Fisher, 515 personal recruits. Both of them have millions of customers and hundreds of thousands of distributors. They're both $1 million a year earners. But on top of those 2, Fraser Brooks and myself are going to be giving you a social media roadmap on how you can be more successul utilizing social media. Simple step by step. I'm going to be training you, and Fraser's going to be training you. And Fraser, are you there? Can you jump on for a second?
I'm here, yeah.
Tell everybody what they're going to learn tomorrow. Can you pin Fraser's up there for a second?
Well, first and foremost, I'm fired up for tomorrow. I'm so fired up for tomorrow. As I have been fired up for the whole time, to be honest, but I really want to kind of make this so simple that you can literally build the business whilst you're on the toilet, whilst you're in the bath, whilst you're waiting for your kids to finish school, whilst you're waiting for the beans to heat up in the microwave. I don't care what it is, because this business, yes, it might be a stay-at-home business, it might be a work from wherever you want business, but I want you to be able to build this business in the stolen moments as well. So I'm going to give you, like with Eric as well, we're going to kind of give you the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, so you know exactly what to do, and you can get what you're learning from everyone else and implement it into this framework, so you can blow people away. And I'm also going to help you how to overcome the #1 biggest objection in network marketing now, and I believe it's only just recently become the #1 biggest objection, and that is being ghosted. being ignored. Someone sees your message and doesn't reply. Oh, it hurts. How do we handle that? I'm going to break it down into such an easy, fun way, because we're going to be putting the fun into the fundamentals. So I'm excited to share. I really, really, really am, and I'm looking forward to share the stage with you again, Eric.
Well, thank you, Fraser. Can't wait for tomorrow and for Brian and Ann. It's going to be amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, that is today's day 4. We're going to go backstage with the backstage VIPs now and talk with Dean and with our other, with Tom and with Damien Stefania and the rest of the $1 Million Earners. Thank you very much for attending. Be here tomorrow. Social media excellence is going to happen starting at 11 a.m. Pacific time live. I love you all. Go to virtual